Hi guys, in this video I'll be teaching you about what a research is all about, the basic information that you need to know about a research. First of all, we would like to define that the research is a systematic investigation to establish facts. We also like to establish that the research is an attempt to find out in a systematically and scientific manner. Research is a search for knowledge. It's a process by which we gather information and then be able to search for necessary knowledge. And a research can also be seen as a process of inquiry, how we get to dive into different phenomenon and find out things about the particular phenomenon. But in this particular video, we will be concentrating on viewing a research for a student in a university. Now, there are different forms of research. We can have a research where an individual is undertaking the research for the purpose of coming up with an article for publication. And when that very individual is done with that particular article, he can publish it on a reputable journal. We can also have business persons and industries, companies who want to undertake on research for the purpose of improving their business processes. We can also have government agencies coming up with research for different agencies for the purpose of bettering, making good initiatives and policies. But in this video, as I said earlier, it is a purpose, is the requisite is for students, university students who wants to graduate in a university. It is important that they must come up with a research project at the MSc level, at the PhD level, even at the bachelor's level. A research project is a prerequisite for that student to graduate. So first of all, number one, in a research, it requires a researchable topic. And number two, it must be supervised by a competent academic staff in a university, in the department where their student is studying. There must be a professor or an academic staff, a lecturer there that will supervise the student and moderate that very project from start to finish. And also at the end of the project, that project must be signed by both the student and the supervisor who supervised that particular work. In a research, there are basic sections that are involved in a research that are important that every student who is undertaking the research must know and follow suit, even at the bachelor's level, at the MSc level, and even at the PhD level. So your chapter one of your research is basically the introduction to the study, where you'll be carrying out, you're writing on the background of your study, and also you'll also be capturing your problem statement, very important, where you'll be talking about what necessitated that particular research. What are the problems you have seen in that particular area that make you to carry out that research? What are the gaps? And then, in what way are you going to cover that gap? And also, you'll be identifying your research objectives, your research questions, your hypothesis, the significance of the study, how important is that study to the persons involved, to your research population. Okay, as we go further, the chapter 2 will talk about your literature review, where you'll be researching on the what other scholars have done. Different scholars must have written different information concerning that particular topic or related to that particular topic before now, so you can gather those particular data and then research on them, the methodology used, the findings they got, and it will be relevant in you actually getting to the point of covering every necessary gap that is involved. And in chapter 3, you'll be talking about your research methodology. What are the methods you intend to use in carrying out that research? There are different methods that are involved in carrying out the research. Is your research going to be a qualitative research? Is it going to be a quantitative research? Is it a descriptive research, or is it going to be an explanatory research? All this will be captured in your chapter 3, and in your chapter 4 is where you will now analyze your data. It's a basic implementation process. So your chapter 4 is your implementation stage, where you will now gather data from the field using your research instruments. You can use a questionnaire, or you can use a secondary way of gathering data from the field, and then analyze this data with good discussions using tables or text forms, and then discuss your findings. And in your chapter 5 is where you will now summarize this project from beginning to end, what you have done from your chapter 1 down to your chapter 4. You have to give basic summary on it all. Then discuss your conclusions. What are your conclusions? And then discuss your recommendations. Because at the end of it, you will now tell us what are your recommendations from the findings gathered so far. What recommendations will you give to your study population or to the audience and the persons that will read this particular research work? Another section, the important section of your research, is your reference list. Every single person's work, every scholar that you have collected and information from their work, you will properly reference and give acknowledgement, due acknowledgement to every scholar that you have gathered materials from their particular work. And finally is the preliminary pages. For a research undertaken in a university level, there must be preliminary pages that talks about the university, the students, the supervisor will be captured in your preliminary pages, where you will be giving acknowledgement to those that you need to acknowledge, and other basic information are also available at your preliminary pages. Please stay tuned to my channel. We'll be talking more on research and giving you basic information that you need to know about research. This is just a walkthrough of what a research is for a student in the university that will be undergoing a bachelor's project, master's dissertation, and also a PhD thesis. It is important that you know these basic sections, but I will teach you in detail in subsequent videos what it takes to write a chapter 1 from beginning to end, all the information, all pointers you need to write a complete chapter 1 of your research. I'll also be teaching you what it takes to write your chapter 2, how to come up with a quality literature review, and I'll also be teaching you how to come up with different aspects of research methodology. I'll also be teaching you on chapter 4, data analysis, discussion and findings, the different sections involved, and how to write a quality and acceptable chapter 4 for data analysis and discussion of findings. And in your chapter 5, I'll also be coming up with a complete video for your summary, conclusion, and recommendations. Then I'll also be teaching about the reference list, preliminary pages also. Please stay tuned to my channel, and thank you for watching.